He goes, you need to come over to my garage. I've got something. You need to get out of my way. It's either going to turn or it's not.
It's a finger amputator right there.
Piece of junk.
Damn, these are brand new.
What is that stuff?
I have no idea what that is.
I got 2 pair of glasses on. It's either going to run or catch fire. I was thinking about mounting it on a Volkswagen.
Calm down.
Well, it's another beautiful day in Havasu. Nick's here. Jimmy's here. You guys wondering where Jimmy's been? Jimmy's right here.
What's up, guys?
Jimmy? So, the other day, Jimmy and I, we were at Chico's, and there was an old friend in there from a ways back, and he said, Merlin, I just watched your video on the Radial engine. I loved it. He goes, you need to come over to my garage. I've got something. You need to get out of my way. So here's my friend Shannon. And I'll tell you a little about Shannon here in a minute. But this Radial engine.
It's the longest Radial that I got from a guy that I built airplanes with, brought back from Washington State.
Gary Scott.
Gary Scott.
Gary Scott, which was a friend of ours in the EAA.
Right.
When I was in the EAA with you. So, what do you know about it?
I think it was a World War II ground power unit for starting airplanes, I think.
So probably like B-series bombers maybe.
Probably.
All of the above.
All the
P-51 Mustangs.
Everything.
AT-6s, all of the good airplanes. But anyway, check this little thing out. So the generator's off of it. It goes up on here. It's in a box over here. But this is the exhaust. 5 cylinders come into it. And it's designed, I believe, to start off either a manual hub to pull start, or if you have 24 volts available, you can start it off the generator. But anyway, we're going to load this thing up and get it out of here. But before we start loading this thing, I got to tell you about Shannon. So I didn't know this until the other day, but Shannon, he's one of the original street outlaws from Oklahoma City. He got telling me about his 57 Chevy because he saw my 57 Bel Air, and I think he had a tear in his eye when he saw it, because when you were in high school, how old were you when you got that car?
16.
So 16 years old, he had a 57 Chevy Bel Air 2-door hardtop, and him and his dad put a 409, not just any 409, but a 425 horse 409. So 425 horse was dual carbs, had the big exhaust, and then what cam did you put in it? Or what cam did it have in it? The motor was built, right?
It had a Crowler roller tappet.
Crowler roller tappet cam. So anyway, he went on to tell me how he had, broke the 3-speed I don't know how many times racing it, and they had cheater slicks, and he ended up putting a Corvette 4-speed in. Is that correct?
Yeah, let's see, 4-speed.
So I'll show you a little picture of the car here. Then he started telling me how he was racing in Oklahoma City, and I'm like, that's still like the outlaw capital of the world for racing. And how many tickets did you get in that car?
I had way too many tickets.
So it actually affected your getting into the Air Force, correct?
To the Army.
To the Army?
I'm retired as an Army pilot, but I had to have a waiver to get in from the
You had to have a waiver to get in because of the tickets you had gotten racing this car around Oklahoma City. The funny thing is, he tells me this story about how his dad went to pick up fenders at the junkyard, and he got 2 tickets that day, right? One going and one coming back in the car.
In the car.
So I'll show you that car right now, and of course he wishes he had it back. I mean, I would love to see that car, but anyway, the original street outlaw from Oklahoma City. What the heck? What do you think? Think we can do it?
Let's try. Let's just try to move it. Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh. Are you guys lifting?
Yeah, I know. Speak for yourself. At least there's tubing on that side.
unloaded the Radial engine. The little mini Radial engine. Makay's been scoping it out. And
Bigger.
we're about to attempt to turn it over. So we've took a borescope and looked down all the cylinders, and they all look really good. How much bigger? Like 1.5 or 1 5/16? Anyway, we're going to put this here breaker bar on it, and it's either going to turn or it's not. Now, you know what it says in the manual? It says that it will start if you turn it over.
It's turning.
Is it turning?
It's turning.
No, it's actually turning. Kay's got it turning over. I wonder if we should spray some lube in the cylinders.
Half of them are wet.
I know, it looked like there's oil on everything in the borescope, the tops of the pistons, everything.
I mean, the only one that I didn't see that was wet was the one that was completely up.
Yeah. Is it getting easier?
It's not that hard to turn.
Huh. I'll hold my finger over this. Actually, I don't want to do that. Let's see if it's got any compression on one of these. I can't even put my finger on it. Oh, it's pulling. I don't even know if we're going the right direction, are we? We don't even know which way it turns.
I don't know.
Which way does it turn? It's turn clockwise, turn counterclockwise. Maybe we should read the manual. We have the manual. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get on this thing, clean it up, get some spark plugs in it, get the magnetos hot. I don't hear the magnetos coupling, so we must be going backwards. I hear something down on the bottom, but I don't hear the magnetos coupling, so I don't know. We're going to clean it up and get some lube in it, get it turning over, maybe put some kind of starter mechanism on it, and see if we can make it run. Makay's over here working on the Radial engine. The baby 5-cylinder Lowrance Radial engine. Think we're going to make it run today, Makay?
I don't know. Turns over.
What did you call this thing here?
It's a finger amputator right there.
Finger amputator. So essentially all this cover goes up on here, but that thing twirls inside here. That's why Makay called it a finger amputator. But anyway, we're gonna get this all back together. This is all wrapped with asbestos. We might tape this up so it doesn't come unraveled. But Makay is working on some fuel lines, oil lines. We're going to make a little oil tank. We're going to get us a ground on the magnetos. We've got some spark plugs. We're going to hook the generator up because that's how you start it. And we're going to try to make this thing run today. Natural Loctite. Nope, twisted the bolt off. Piece of junk. What do you think?
Well, I got a couple of pieces off.
Couple pieces, huh? Which
wires out that direction.
Yeah, put the electricity out this direction because the exhaust goes out the carburetor direction. Yeah. And then see if I can wrestle this thing. Okay, hold on. I don't know how this thing goes. It's a finger pincher. 9,000. Now what I gotta do, hold on. The generator has to be lined first. Which is, I think, right there. And then, what do we gotta do? Just turn just a little bit.
Yeah.
Lift up when you do it so it doesn't drop. That's not gonna work. Can you center us back up on the... There you go. Okay. So, McKay's got a whole bunch of garbage ripped out here. We're working on the checking the magnetos. He's got a fuel system kind of planned. Spark plugs. The reason we've held off on this project for so long is because I had a hard time finding spark plugs. They're expensive right now, like $45, $50 each for this whole thing. Anyway, my friend Steve Huff had a box of plugs, and I think there's 12 here. We need 10. We're going to get those put in and test the mags, and then we'll test our starter generator. So I guess you just hook voltage up to this. I don't know. You guys you're along for the ride with us. You're going to see sparks fly, and it's going to work or it's not. So we'll hook some voltage up to this and see if we can get it to turn. There is a thing down in here for a hand crank, but we don't have the hand crank. But we could build one easy enough if we need to. McKay.
I don't want the hand crank.
McKay don't want to hand crank it though. He's like, I'm going home. You start making a hand crank, I'm out of here. But I think the voltage will work. We might have to help it with a hand crank, but I think 24 volts will turn that little motor. That one's. That's
There
it.
you go.
I hear spark. You hear spark? I mean, I see sparks,
Well,
but I hear sparks.
that's a different spot for sparks there.
Is it turning the right direction?
I have no idea.
Has to be. The spark's working.
Yeah.
Look at those and tell me if you see spark. Actually, hold the bottom one up here somewhere. Get it close by, and let me know if you see spark out of a lower one.
Yep.
And we have it on the upper ones.
Yeah, I seen it on the upper one.
Okay. Well, this is kind of a crude starter switch, but hey, it turns. We don't have to hand crank this one, McKay.
Yeah, but we might need 85 volts to spin it up.
Hey, we'll just start adding batteries.
Yeah.
I'll add another battery. We're 36 volt. Wicka ticka 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 ticka. Oil tank.
Oil tank. Should spray paint it blue so people don't put gas in your oil tank.
Yeah, so it says, I'll just put a little Sharpie thing on it that says engine oil only. Perfect. We'll set that over here. We'll have a couple of little hoses hooked to it. We'll practice setting off block.
Damn, these are brand new.
Hey,
Man.
we didn't get you junk, okay?
Yeah, because these can't.
Yeah, I see. So we can probably use them on the top row.
Yeah.
You can get the thin wall socket in there. But if we put those up to hold the wires, at least the right ones we got, you know. ready. That's probably a gallonage.
Close.
Maybe another splash and then we'll call it. That should be a plenty of oil for this program. You ready? You man the carburetor and the...
You got cameras rolling.
Oh yeah. Don't turn off. Okay, well, I don't know if it's recording or not. It's really kind of irritating.
Yeah. Fairly.
Got a low battery. It's recording now for sure. Anyway, we don't know if this was recording last time, but we're going to try it anyway. We're going to try to start it. Here we go. It's sparking. I can hear it. Let me maybe add a battery. I mean, there ain't a lot of amperage in, obviously. Okay, you ready? Put a little fuel in it. Some fuel in it. Hurry, or we lose our batteries. That's enough. Is it idle or throttle?
A little bit of throttle.
We're losing our batteries. Well, we'll get back to you. We got to change the batteries in the cameras. We got to put battery chargers on, and I don't know. It's going to be about an hour. We've got chargers. We got a mess going here. Makay's over here finagling. Woo! Put some fuel in it. Ready?
Yeah.
What is coming out the exhaust? Something's been living in
Wood.
there. Wood chips.
Really off.
Okay. Put some throttle in it. And you're gonna have to put a lot more fuel in it. And keep spraying it while it's running, obviously. Probably why it wouldn't turn over. It had a mouse down in a hole. So Makay's pulling a plug out of the carburetor here. Let's see if we got any fuels. Fairly, what is that? Ooh, that might be the float level. What you call it? Does that go through a float thing? Does the float pivot off of that? Might have been not the pull it out kind of rod, huh? I don't think we're getting any fuel. Carburetor I don't think's getting any fuel, so I don't know. I want to get some fuel down it and see if I can hear it run, make some oil pressure. Go ahead. Well, I like that.
We got more stuff.
We get more stuff out of the motor. Well, I think we need to figure our oil pressure now. Clean up our... Are those wood chips? What is that
I
stuff?
have no idea what that is.
It's some kind of grain or something. Nah, it's grain. It's like wheatgrass. It's everywhere though. It really blew it out that time. Anyway, we're gonna clean up, and we're gonna get oil pressure in this thing, and then we're gonna get it to where it'll actually run. So probably gonna have to tear the carburetor apart, clean it up, and we'll be back at you. That's oh yeah, we have wheat for dinner.
Gonna make a loaf of bread.
Well, I got 2 pair of glasses on so I can see where I'm going, where I've been, and where I'm headed to next. But look at that dirt. Look at that dirt in there. It's like, this is like dirty. It's nasty. Anyway, so Makay pulled this rod out right here. This thing right here, he like pulled this out. And it's like, I was like, oh yeah, that probably holds something important. So he literally put that thing back in there, got that float back on. He got that from outside.
Yep.
And what did you tell me?
I'm that good.
He's that good. So we're gonna clean
Or
this
that
carburetor.
lucky.
Yeah, that lucky. I'd rather be lucky than good any day. So we're gonna finish cleaning this thing up. It is a mess, and I don't know. Maybe we can get it to idle. We're learning how this carburetor works. What do you think this is, Makay?
I would guess some sort of fuel pressure regulator,
It's a 75.
compensator.
The funny thing is, it doesn't. I mean, it's the vent for that.
I wonder if it's some sort of compensator if you're flying, but I mean, this shouldn't need that because it's sitting on the ground.
But maybe they build them all just, you know.
It's all the same.
Yeah, because this is an aircraft carburetor, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's.
But I would guess something to regulate the vending as
Look
you're
at
going up
that.
in
Look at that.
altitude.
Look at that. Look at that dirt. Oh, she's really dirty. So this is just the needle right here, right? So that obviously works. It wasn't flooding. It didn't flood at all. Ew. Are these the jets?
If they are, that's why there's no fuel getting through there.
I think that's the jets, Makay. The Jetsons are plugged. What is that? What is this? Oh, that's the drain.
Drain.
So fuel must come through. We got to get this one out. That's the one we got to get out because that goes into this. Those are all plugged. They're all blocked clear off. That one is especially blocked. And then this is probably a idle. Yeah, the Venturi's clear down here. So everything that takes, so really you don't even need this top to run. Everything that takes place is here. The Venturi is here. It's essentially just a side bowl side draft. So that's to access the air screw. We'll probably pull that out. I don't know if that's I don't know. Okay. Makay is over here wrenching this 4 bolts on the carburetor. Difficult bolts. You don't want to hear the words coming out of his mouth. I've got a ground on here so we can ground the mag now anywhere. We've determined that this cylinder probably has some sticky valves. So I may cut these safety wires real quick, pull a valve cover, and have a quick look. And then we're going to try to restart it. We're going to put some fuel to it and see if we can get it to idle. Well, it's either going to run or catch fire, or run and catch fire. But we're going to try to get some oil pressure out of it. Probably going to have about 700 things going on at once here, so I'll put you guys by the oil pressure gauge. So it's on 20, but that's 0. So anything above there is going to be positive. And pressure, okay?
Lots of oil pressure?
Yeah. Now it dials that gauge all the way around. So hot oil's dripping out of that pipe on my arm. We need to run a wire back so I can run the throttle. But dude, this little motor revs.
Yeah.
Like it buzzes hard. Yeah. It's still a little weird at idle, but I don't know. We got hot pipes on all of them.
That was the cold one.
It's warmed up, so I think it's firing on all of them.
It was smooth.
No, it was smooth. Yeah, it was smooth as glass. So yeah, we got us a little 75 horse Radial. What should we do with it, guys? Let me know. I was thinking about mounting it on a Volkswagen. How cool would that be in a sand buggy?
That would be pretty cool.
So it's 75 horsepower, but it has this little tiny carburetor. I mean tiny. If we put a big old Weber on it.
So you mount the transaxle here.
Yeah, we turn this thing over, mount the clutch on there, mount the transaxle.
And
That's
then
the back of the motor.
And you could dial that up, and you could put your Weber on top
of the intake, right?
Yeah.
We could even put a turbo on it. We could even turbo it a little.
Calm down.
Let's compound turbo. The thing is we have to have air cooling it, right? So this little finger chopper that Makay was talking about, like you don't put a finger in that.
Yeah, you gotta run your finger amputator.
Yeah, they gotta have some kind of fan. So I don't know. We'll do something fun with it, but it's running. Woo!
Sounded good.
Makay and I are gonna do a cold start on this big old beast. 1,800 cubic inches of fun machine material. Anyway, this is a Polish, what do they call it? A Wright Cyclone, supercharged 1820 that I'm running a Holly Dominator on. I've been working on this Holly Dominator trying to get this thing to go. Has an inertia starter, so let's just get started and fire it up. Ignition, fuel. A little much on the fuel. Fuel's running out of it all over. It should catch fire.
I think as soon as it builds oil pressure, it starts firing those upper cylinders.
Yeah, it took a minute for it, but see how much fuel it's still running? So I think I need to I think I need to pull that bleed out of that one, and then I can adjust on these a little bit and probably lean it out a little more. But I've got enough fuel going to it now, so I'm in the right place, in the right direction. It actually blows black smoke. It actually has fire coming out the pipes.
Popping and banging.